This is the RF20C light from SmallRig.
You're watching CineD, supported by B&H and CVP.
Hey everybody, Graham Mailer-Sheldon here from CineD.com. Welcome back to NAB 2026 here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm at the SmallRig booth, joined by Manny from SmallRig to talk about a light. Manny, what's going on behind me here?
One of the greatest, hottest lights that we've been producing for a while is the RF10C, this little flashlight here. It's integrated battery. It's got like 4 little LED chips in there. You're able to, use it. It was built and designed for like documentary wedding filmmakers, but then it expanded into almost every niche. So what we've done is we've upgraded it, and we now have the 20-watt variant, but it comes with so much more inside of it. You're looking at a focusable beam, so that you can go from 24 to 60 degrees within just the beam itself. And then, of course, from our older RF10C, we are still including the silicone gobo holder. But one of the other upgrades that we have done to the light is that you are now able to remove the front optical element to add another accessory that we've introduced, which is the optical modifier, which is like what we were saying earlier. It's like a little mini Lico. This thing is super awesome. You're able to now drop in your gobos with this little magnetic holder. So you literally just pop them in, pop them out. Whereas before, you kind of had to wrestle the silicone snoot, and then you now just drop it in. And then from there, you just go ahead and power it up. And then the cool thing about it is, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the gobo for this, is like, this allows you to do is it gives you shutter barn doors within the internal, like what we're saying, like with the Lico, so you're able to shape the light. But the cool thing is, before, when you had that push-pull focusing unit, you're now also using an optical focusing unit like a manual lens. So in a weird way, you're also able to macro shot your light. Cool. Yeah, it's really interesting. I was playing with it myself, and I was actually very impressed. Usually a lot of individuals would use this for like macro lighting, food lighting, product lighting. But like what I was saying before, I have actually seen these types of lights used on high-end professional music videos, wedding, documentaries type of stuff. And it's a product that was designed for one niche that has spilled over to almost every niche.
Yeah, so I mean, I have a couple questions. Product absolutely comes to mind. That's more my world. I haven't been, lucky enough to do the weddings and some of that stuff. And those guys are always super creative. So this is the 20-watt version of your previous 10 watts, right? But what's the name of it, the product name?
So it's going to be the RF20C, and the 10-watt was the RF10C, which we actually also have a 5-watt version. So as you've seen, we have like the RC, which is like the Cobb lights. These are the RF series. So the RF05, the RF10, the RF20. This is going to be the RF20C.
So for the RF20C, how many different accessories are we talking about here? I mean, you have a Lico attachment. What else?
So you're gonna obviously have the Lico attachment that we're planning on releasing here pretty soon, which is also cross-compatible with the 10-watt version. And then obviously you have just the standard optical front element, so that you can do the whole push-pull focusing. And then you're still gonna get the silicone gobo holder and snoot. But for now, that's all what we're currently, having available. But us at SmallRig, we're always open to ideas and suggestions. Maybe you want a barn door, maybe you want a diffuser, who knows? And maybe we might actually make something like that.
Well, look, Manny, I'm sure you agree with me. If you have ideas for other accessories you want to see for this, drop it in the comments below. So when you're purchasing a light like this from SmallRig, does anything come with it? Is it a standalone? Is there a kit version with the Lico? How does it all work?
So we will be offering this as a standalone unit, and we will be offering it as a package with the gobo. But we are also looking to sell the Lico, the Lico. But you are also able to purchase a Lico optical modifier separate, because like I said before, it is cost compatible with our older RF10C.
And then in terms of control, it's just that central button, right? Or can you do Bluetooth? I mean, I don't know. What are your options for controlling?
At the moment, we are currently just doing this button. But like I said, we're always open to suggestions. If you want to have like a Bluetooth compatibility, or maybe app control, maybe even full range RGB, I don't know. Like we're always open to suggestions, but obviously as well with whatever, is a limitation within engineering.
Sure. So, but I see you have a bunch of different color options. What I saw daylight. Like, what other kind of modes are available?
Yeah, so on the RF20C, compared to the 10C, you are now able to have 5 different color options. So if I go ahead and turn this on, as you can see here, we have ourselves a daylight white. And then whenever you cross over, you now have purple. You now have what we're calling like a sunset orange, which is like a CTO, blue, and then red as well.
Okay, so yeah, you do have a tungsten, a daylight, and then a couple other fun colors in there. What about battery life? Let's assume it's fully charged. How long does it take to charge, and then how long does it last?
So if you have a full charge and you're at full output, you're looking at roughly around an hour and a half. Obviously, elements and other conditions, become variables. But then if you're in a perfect studio environment and you're operating it at its lowest settings, you're looking at over 3.5 hours on the unit itself. Now, one of the good things about it is that the USB-C connection on it, you're able to PD power it and charge it while it's operating. So you're no longer locked out to I'm either charging it or I'm just running off of PD power. No, you're able to do both while also operating. And then as far as charge time, depending on obviously block, charger, cable. If I'm not mistaken, from like dead zero, you should be able to charge this within like less than an hour. If I'm not mistaken.
And then there's a few, I see some quarter 20 mounting points with like these NATO locating pins, right? On the sides?
Yes, so we have 2 quarter 20s on the sides with guided locking pins, and then in the back we have just a solid quarter 20 on its own.
You know, any information in terms of output? Because it's really very punchy. Have you guys pulled any of the numbers in terms of like lux, foot candle?
So from our own measurements, we were able to measure up safely measure 6,000 lux at half a meter at full output.
Okay, 6,000. Well, you guys at home can take those numbers and do with half a meter. Okay, and then do your own testing. Obviously at CineD we review as well, and then fairly color accurate, I'm imagining.
Yes, so we always strive to have 97 CRI, all those really high numbers. I don't think we've ever really allowed a product to be released numbers sub 97.
So Manny, what about pricing and availability for this 20-watt light here?
So the RF20C would be retailing around $80 US, and then as far as availability globally, you're looking at about the 5th of May.
Nice. Well, Manny, thank you very much. Anything else you feel like we missed?
No, just comment down below what you guys would like to see, and thank you so much for having us.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for welcoming CineD to the SmallRig booth here at NAB 2026. Everybody at home, thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, I think Manny would agree. Like and subscribe. We can do more of these for you. Have a great day, everybody.